Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. My name is Natalie Bannerman, Senior Reporter at Capacity Media. Today I am joined by Matt Williams, Head of EMEA for Telstra. Matt, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Natalie.
So for those kind of unaware, can you kind of give us an introduction to Telstra's operations in the Middle East?
Yeah, sure. So you might know Telstra as a world-leading telco and technology company, but our purpose is to try to create brilliantly connected futures for everyone. And for the Middle East, what that means is we tend to partner with companies to establish our position there, but also then to help them through our respective strongholds. So, we invest in infrastructure there to give them connectivity and managed services portfolio, helping them to connect to our key markets in Europe and Asia and the US. And likewise, we then use them to connect our customers into the growing opportunity in the Middle East. We see that there's quite a big opportunity there. Obviously, there's a lot of business diversification, breaking down of barriers, economic development programs like, say, Smart Abu Dhabi, Smart Dubai. And then you can see that in terms of the non-oil GDP in the region, it's rising fast and in tandem with the bedrock of the oil and gas markets. And that growth is absolutely driving demand for complex, future-proof communication technologies across the region. And so we're taking our technology, our capability, and our talent there to help our businesses and our partners there with their digital futures.
Right, absolutely. Well, then if we kind of maybe drill down a little bit into that, is there a particular focus for Telstra in the Middle Eastern region kind of over the next 12 months?
Yeah, so obviously we'll continue to expand our portfolio to serve global enterprises and carriers and OTT players in the region with a range of connectivity solutions and software-defined networking platforms. And we'll continue to work closely with our regional partners there to explore those opportunities and broaden the solutions available to them outside of the Middle Eastern region. But also for enterprises, we see that there's considerable change everywhere, driven by digital trends like cloud and big data and social and mobility. And companies like us have a crucial role to play in providing solutions to business challenges through a combination of deep local market knowledge and global ICT solutions. So, for example, we have our reach through the Middle East via a combination of infrastructure, points of presence, and network interfaces. But as well as this gateway to Europe, US and APAC, we're also complementing that with secure and reliable innovation. And that's critical for this year, especially because the pandemic has increased investment in infrastructure technology in the digital world. A good example is, say, cloud. So Gartner's predicted that public cloud services in the Middle East and North Africa would grow by 21% this year, and then must be accelerated by COVID. So Telstra can play a role providing flexible infrastructure underpinned by SD-WAN to help realize that cloud computing opportunity. And a good example is our Telstra Programmable Network, which is a portal which essentially allows instant access to clouds, incorporates network function virtualization and software-defined networking alongside other automation and programmable services. And that gives a new level of control, fast deployment, and elasticity to our customers and their customers. And so we're absolutely taking that into the region.
Right, absolutely. Well, following on from that and kind of looking at those opportunities, are there any particular global markets that you as Telstra kind of see for businesses operating out of the Middle East?
Yeah, so we're connecting enterprises and carriers across the Middle East to growth markets in Asia Pacific, Europe, and US. We've got a lot of experience, 70 years, helping them through our subsea network, points of presence around the world, over 2,000 with data centers in 58 locations and more than 200 countries and territories globally. But we're seeing rising opportunities with investments from Asian nations, particularly China, into the Middle East and North African region. Right. So over the last 5 years, Chinese investment grew by 24%, and we're expecting that to rise further. But then Middle Eastern businesses are also investing beyond their borders, potentially into China. We find that it's important to choose a partner there that has a track record and is able to navigate the complex cultural and regulatory and technological environment. And we've been operating there since 1989 through our joint venture, Telstra PBS. And we were the first foreign company licensed to provide connectivity and network services there on the mainland. And so we've been building network and data centers there for over a decade, and we're very well established. And so I'd like to think we're a great partner for Middle Eastern businesses in China and the broader APAC region.
Right, absolutely. Well, kind of, again, following on from those global markets and those opportunities, we have to, of course, talk about the technology piece. You know, what technologies do you think that businesses that are looking to digitally transform should consider implementing?
Yeah, good, very topical question. Because we see that every business is looking at tech for competitive advantage, new revenues, cost savings, and so on. And that's often through new digital experiences. So, for example, seeking new ways to interface with customers as we all adapt to the new normal and new ways of working. New user experiences are critical. And yeah, things like that are crucial to competitive positioning for enterprises everywhere. And so for organizations that are looking to transform and deploy flexible infrastructure for agility and scale and operation efficiency, that's absolutely key. And we're seeing that actually a lot of these digital infrastructure projects are failing or are delayed or are not delivering the returns that are quite expected, or perhaps being deployed very quickly, cutting corners and leaving risks behind. And so we see that, firstly, the deployment of technology should be done with getting best value and at the lowest risk. And so we see that holistic infrastructure change is the way to go strategically. But it does combine, all of the technologies you'd expect, like cloud, migration to cloud, investments in adaptive software-defined networking, core platforms such as unified communications and contact center in the cloud, all wrapped with the right security, technology, and culture in the organization. And we think that's the best way to go to achieve the outcomes desired when all of those infrastructure components fit together and are as flexible as each other. And that's as much about the transformation journey as it is about choosing the right technology. And it's probably something that's stretching businesses everywhere in terms of skills at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this the situation that we're in has really made a lot of businesses rethink a great deal of things. So certainly no surprises there. What about opportunities for the kind of, the OTTs, the media providers? What opportunities are there for them?
Yeah, so COVID has changed the world when it comes to demand for digital content. For example, we've seen that demand for data on our international routes has exploded like 50% more than pre-COVID levels. And that's driven typically by demand for streaming video and gaming. But then on the flip side, there's the impact of fewer sporting events, for example. But nonetheless, as things return to normal, broadcasters and content providers do have an enormous opportunity to meet demand on a global scale. And there are huge audiences in Asia Pacific. So broadcasters and rights holders throughout the Middle East and North Africa can distribute and contribute media content around the world through Telstra's broadcast services division. And so we deliver high quality content to markets that might be new to the Middle East in a way that's seamless, purpose-built, fast, and essentially built upon our specialized and robust global media network. And so we also support that through central broadcast operations teams and international media field specialists who follow events around and essentially bring these events to life for consumers worldwide. So we see that there's a very big opportunity in this vertical and in this region specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you definitely said one thing that I kind of come across all the time, and that is the proliferation of gaming. It's something that I'm hearing all the time. So it certainly sounds like it's something among other forms of media that is growing. So very, very interesting time. So my last question then for you: what does Telstra offer in terms of supporting services? Because that is equally as important.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a team on the ground in the United Arab Emirates, there to really look at the requirements of our customers and partners in the region. And we also have our services on Telstra Purple, which is focused on helping businesses bring purpose to technology through their professional and managed services as well. And we think that combining those two, we can help our customers to define strategic roadmaps, business cases, and bring innovative solutions to their businesses, as well as things like implementation plans, and to help them really define their opportunities in the market. And so, yeah, we're well equipped, ready, willing, and able to help out our customers and partners on the ground there in the Middle East.
Absolutely. Wow. Like I said, Matt, that was my last question. I think you've given us a great deal to walk away and think about in terms of what Telstra is doing in the region. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, to our audience, thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, Natalie. It's my pleasure.